So my name is also Frady. I'm going to talk to you guys today about the results that we got from our experiment with the bomb calorimeter. So what it does is it's just a device that measures the heat that is released by a little explosion that happens in here inside this little bucket, and the change, which this entire capsule is right here, the change in the water pressure temperature is measured with this thermometer, and the change in temperature can turn around and tell you how many calories happened from your reaction. So the procedure of the lab, I'm missing a few little steps in the beginning, but first we started off with benzoic acid. So we knew that what temperature that it reacted at, or how much heat it put off whenever it reacted. So we went ahead and did all that first and ran our experiment first with that, so that way we could turn around and we could find the thermal capacitance of the calorimeter rather than calculating like 200 grams of water and trying to figure out all this other math. So anyways, we went ahead and did that. This is actually pictures from our second run with an unknown substance, which was the gummy bears. So we went ahead, measured it on the scale for 1 gram, put it in a little bowl, and you can barely see it, but we have a little wire right here that touches the gummy bear, but it cannot touch the bowl because it'll ground out. So once you do that, you put it in this little capsule kind of, and you screw on this top really tight to where you basically can't screw it on anymore. And whoops. Oh, no.
Just use the arrow.
So once you do that, once you screw the top on, you go ahead and hook up your oxygen tank to this and fill it up to about 30 atmospheres. And you go ahead and bleed the air, and do that 3 or 4 times to go ahead and push, I believe, all the nitrogen out of the capsule and leave just oxygen in here. So then you go ahead and put it inside. You can see a little bucket right here. This bucket has 2,000 grams of water in it. So you go ahead and put this little capsule inside the bucket with the water. This is actually attached to your little propeller, so it can stir the water so it evenly disperses the heat. This is your thermometer, and you go ahead and hook up your propeller with a little rubber band to a motor back here, and then you can measure the temperature. I actually have a little video for you guys so you can see whenever the bomb detonates, the little red light goes off. It's a little slow motion, happening really fast. So barely can see it, but the light is red right now, and it only stays on for a second. It lets you know that your bomb detonated. You go ahead and record all your data. You kind of between these steps, you have to wait for a while to wait for the heat coming out of the device or the capsule to let it get inside the water and let it kind of stir it around. And you wait till it equalizes. Your temperature kind of equalizes. Once you do that, you can go ahead and stop your test, take your rubber band off and your little top off. You have to bleed the air from the capsule because you won't really be able to open up the little capsule with over 30 atmospheres in it. And if you did, it would be terrible. So then our data. So in 10 centimeters of nichrome wire is 23 calories. This is the equation that we use because we know the temperature or the heat that benzoic acid puts off, and we know the change in temperature because that's what we calculated in our experiment. So we're able to find the capacitance of the calorimeter. So benzoic acid, we had, this is in grams, then you have calories. But anyways, we had almost a gram of benzoic acid. Here's our change in temperatures. And this is our ignition wire, which is the nichrome wire. This is it didn't totally burn up the entire wire when it detonated. So what you have to do is you have to figure out how much wire you have left over with calories. So that way you can go ahead and subtract that from your reaction heat. So that way you're actually calculating the calories of your unknown object versus the calories in your wire. So anyways, 1 mole of benzoic acid is 122 grams per mole. So then it produces over 3,000, or yeah. So then you divide it to get your total moles, then you multiply it to get your heat produced with benzoic acid. And we only had 16 calories left of wire left over. We started out with 23, so we ended up burning 7 calories. So 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joules. So you multiply it over, you get this. So then this is our reaction heat that we measured. So then we turn around and subtract it, and that's what you get. So you find your capacitance of your calorimeter and you calculate what it is. Then you find your change in temperature, how much wire you had left over from your gummy bears, and this is what you get. And that's about it.